Yes, people, and welcome back to another video on the Bridge YouTube channel where we bring you all things Chelsea. I'm your host with the most, the Bridge 258, here to give you the latest Chelsea news. Here we go. So let's start with some of the good news so far, and that is that Caicedo, Mudryk, and Broja have all trained. So there was like training pictures that got released today of the players who have trained, and Mudryk, Caicedo, and was Armando Broja all fit and available to play. Now again with Armando Broja, he may or may not start. Obviously got Jackson now, who is now ready and available to play the game against Burnley because he's set his one match ban, so he may start. Maybe it might be Armando Broja who starts. You never know. We will see about that at the end of the day. Indeed. Obviously, we know that Armando Broja can only play like a maximum of 60 minutes. I would probably assume that that's the same again against Burnley on Saturday at 3 p.m. So I would assume the same. So maybe, he might go back to bringing in Jackson and, maybe give him another chance. Obviously, Jackson did score against Brighton. So maybe, Jackson's got a goal. Broja's got a goal. He's now got a choice between which one to use. And again, against like a bright, a Burnley side that, excuse me, a bit difficult. Maybe you might require a little bit of physicality, particularly against their defense. Maybe Armando Broja might be the one you want to go for, or maybe if you feel like because they're so wide and open and they play such expansive football, you might want to use Jackson there, who's got a bit more agile, can go through the lines essentially. So maybe you might want to use him instead. So at the end of the day, man, it's the coach's decision. All I can say is just make sure to win. So we'll see. Again, with Mudryk, I'm happy to see him there and him ready to go because at the end of the day, I want him to be getting more game time, continue to be playing week in, week out. You can clearly see the week in, week out, and I'm starting to help him. He's improving. You can see that, the assist, the potential assist he could have had, the goal he's scored. He's looking dangerous now on that wing. So we need to help him continue on that process at the end of the day. So I'm very happy about that for Mudryk. And obviously Caicedo, that Caicedo Enzo pivot, we saw it again against Fulham and it was working, cooking. Let's keep cooking. That's what I'm going to say on that one still. So those are that one there first. Now, something that I wanted to talk about as well in regards to injuries. So apparently Infinite Athletic, so that's the company that we've got as the front of shirt sponsor. They have essentially apparently got some sort of like a monitoring thing, which if I'm not mistaken is called. Bear with me while I bring up the name for it. Which is called a biocore, and like so it basically measures what the players are training and like the amount of physicality and what they're doing, and when they're sort of like like how FM will be like medium risk or like high risk of injury, it will be do something similar to that. And it will basically warn the either whether it be the management, the fitness coaches, or just the manager and everyone else in general about them, so that you can then manage their game time, and then not put too much hampering maybe in training where you're putting in too many what the workload in training is a bit more lessened or like reduced to allow them to further recover and just do minimal work that, and then they're just to make sure they are continually fit for the games on the weekends. So at the end of the day, I'm very happy about that. And again, this is something that I really like about the ownership, where they're trying to use a lot more technology here to kind of like help the team. One thing that if we know about Chelsea, we're injury FC, man. We've become injury FC. You know what I mean? Out for the season FC, out for 2 month FC, out for 5 months FC. So again, this only helps us, to further improve the squad and make sure we at least know what their bodies are like. And understand the risks at the end of the day. So I'm very pleased about that, in my opinion. So hey ho, very happy about that at the end of the day, and let's hope that continues on too. Now let's talk about Andre Santos. So as you guys know, Andre Santos is at Nottingham Forest, and he's on loan for a whole season. Now, as you guys know, I've said this before, I felt like the Andre Santos loan to Nottingham Forest was a stupid loan in my opinion. They already had like around about 3 midfielders before he even went there. There was like Freuler, there's another guy called Arthur who's just getting 40k a week coming to training and just sitting there. There's another guy that they already had there, if I'm not mistaken, whose name I've literally just lost right now personally. They brought in Sangare, they brought in a bunch of other guys there too. So it's literally Rodriguez is another one they just brought recently, if I'm not mistaken, too. So like, they have so many midfielders there. Like for me personally, it's like Santos is not gonna get any game time. There's no point of sending there. Why do we not send him? Yeah, because we had a bunch of ones from Portugal, for example, which would have been great in my opinion. Portuguese league would have really helped him, to develop and get to a higher ceiling, a higher place in general. When we talk about it there, in Portugal, maybe even France, great place for young players to learn and grow and learn their trade, and allows that ease of use, of from going to the French league to the Premier League, where it's the what I would say is the most seamless of league transitions in my opinion. So That's all, man. And so some of the news that's come out is that apparently Chelsea have a recall clause in the contract, so that if Santos isn't playing, if they feel that Santos is not playing enough game time, they can recall Santos back to the squad in January, which again is a good thing. Which means we can maybe send them. We can probably keep him in the squad, and maybe if we want to have chances to make him play, we can do that in January onwards in the team, or we can send them out on loan, of course, to another team who are willing to play him week in, week out at the end of the day. That's what we want. Because you look at Angelo Gabriel now, week in, week out at Strasbourg. We need that for my boy too. That's all I'm asking for, really, at the end of the day. So those are the two that I've spoken about so far. And then apparently they're also getting a financial thing. So they get financially charged every game that Andre Santos doesn't play. So Chelsea are literally making money for Andre Santos to not playing. So I don't understand why Nottingham Forest are not doing that. They need to stop, what's it called? Yeah, playing my guy. Simple as that, man. He's probably one of the best players there too, which is what makes it surprising to me personally, because he probably provides the most, in terms of midfield wise, alongside someone like a Sangare next to him. There'll probably be a perfect pivot. So we'll see what happens at the end of the day. But it's not looking good so far. I'll be reminded. It's not looking good so far at the end of the day. So we'll see. In regards to Chilwell, so as you guys know, Chilwell got injured with a hamstring injury. He's going to be out for 2 months. So he's going to be back basically at the end of December. So he's going to be similar timeline essentially to Nkunku, who the whole training stuff ends basically at the end of December. But by January they'll be fit and healthy to start on the squad at the end of the day. So again, that puts us down on left back. So really the only other left backs, barring if Levi Cole continues to play in said position, is Kukurea and then maybe Maatsen if Pochettino decides to use him there, which I don't think he will. But that's what it's looking like so far at the end of the day. So we'll see what happens. It's a bit unfortunate for Chilwell. He's almost going down the Reece James route of getting injured. You play a few games, injured. Play a few games, injured. So it's what it's. Hopefully he can get well and fit again. And that's pretty much it in regards to Ben Chilwell. Now let's continue onwards with my guy Reece James actually. So Reece James has been pictured now in training, so clearly he's started to get back to full health. He started back to training similar to Chukwuemeka, but obviously not going to be ready for the game against Burnley. So it's just going to be about him training this week and the next 2 weeks, the next week break, and then the week afterwards when we face Arsenal on the 21st of October. So again, that's all it is in regards to that. I'm happy for for Reece James. Hopefully, he's able to stay fit and healthy now. And that's what we've really asked from Reece James. So we'll see what happens there. Now, in regards to any other news, if I'm not mistaken, nothing much really. Only that apparently they've been taking pictures of the club, the squad pictures now, with all of the players inside of it and everything as such. And the final story I want to talk about was actually in regards to Conor Gallagher. So it's been revealed that apparently Conor Gallagher and the club are going to be sitting down for talks in regards to what is the best situation for him. So they may offer him a new contract, or they may say we may need to move you on in January. He's been playing well so far. At the end of the day, I've said this before, Gallagher can have the potential to be a very good squad player that you can have for the long term. And that for me is a perfect spot for him. And if he's happy to do that as well for his career and be that squad player for the club that's there for a long time, that's able to be the captain from time to time and start games when we need him to or when necessary, I think I'm more than happy to keep Gallagher at the club. So this is my thoughts, opinions on him. We don't necessarily need to do anything, crazy for him as such. I'm pretty sure even, when it comes to the wages and everything, it won't be too much with him. Much like how we having that dispute when it came to Mount. I don't think we'd have that similar dispute if he had Gallagher. So at the end of the day, man, it's a simple situation for me. If he's happy to be a squad player and continue to do the role that he's doing, I don't mind keeping him, and hopefully he is, man. At the end of the day, I'm a big fan of Gallagher. You guys know that. And hopefully he's able to stay. And finally, in regards to any other news that I'm not worried about, nothing much actually. Which is just in regards to Maatsen. They're just trying to extend his contract, and that's pretty much it, man. If he doesn't extend basically until January, then they're gonna sell him in January probably. That's what the streets are saying. So it is what it is. But we move, guys. Again, please make sure again to like, share, subscribe as always. I've been your host of the most, the Bridge 258. You guys can see me. You can chat to me, and I have again asked you guys in the comments. How can I improve my channel? I'm basically almost at 1K now. I've been doing YouTube now for almost 4 months now essentially. So it's feedback time. I've almost reached the next milestone. So we really appreciate. I would really appreciate any feedback that you guys think I need to improve upon. And that would help out the channel a lot. And if you want any other types of content at the end of the day, you know, I know obviously I do news or like talk about the game, previews and then reviews afterwards, and watch alongs as well. So it would be really helpful at the end of the day. That's what I'm asking for. So hey ho, I've been your host with the most, the British 258. As always, please make sure to dedicate your hearts, and as always, make sure to stay blue.